What is happening, budget builders, and welcome back to the GMC Motorhome Rescue. This is a 1973 GMC motorhome that was on an abandoned piece of property. We rescued this thing. We got it pulled back to my dad's house. We got the original 455 running. See if this thing will pop off for the first time in at least 15 years. We built the brakes and we drove this thing back here to the shop. And then the kids got out here and scrubbed this thing down and revealed a really, really cool motorhome underneath that we are excited to bring back. But if this is your first time joining the channel or the Motorhome Rescue here, we are really glad to have you all and are excited to bring you along with us on this rebuild. Of course, I think in today's episode, let's start ripping this interior out. Now there's a lot of good here. It surprisingly has really good bones, but we've got to get everything out of here so we can really see what we're working with. And so we're just gonna start pulling the carpet up, pulling all the trim, pulling all the interior bits and pieces so we can see what we have underneath. Now I think first thing is first, only 78,000 miles, but that's a big block. And of course, it's got that good light oil film, like all big blocks do, because that's just what they seem to want to do. There is some really pretty Oldsmobile blue under that, and I think we should clean it up, see what we're working with. Plus, as we work, that'll help us when we're working on this thing, and as we start driving it, that'll help us identify leaks and other issues. Plastic bag everything up, which we got to clean it and pull a lot of stuff out of here anyway, so it's not a huge deal. But I do want to try our best not to just splash grease and degreaser everywhere. And let's go ahead and start cleaning this motor up. Just hope there's no friends in here. Check out what I just found. Down in there, the latch for that window. What's cool is you can buy all these new, but having one, because they're not cheap, is nice. Want to be sure we cover up our distributor here. Of course, our carburetor, which we'll be rebuilding anyways, but we don't want a motor full of water. And other major electrical components like our alternator and electronic cruise control. Purple power degreaser. Let's go. Although not perfect, it is so much better. It's an old motor, but it's not super oily and grimy now, and we can see, like I'd mentioned before, if we have leaks and stuff, and we can work on this thing now. Now what's weird is you notice all this green paint, and then we pulled back down to this Oldsmobile blue here. Were these painted green from the factory, or did somebody spray the whole top side of this motor down? I'm not too sure, but you can see the hydromatic down there actually cleaned up pretty well. You can actually tell this thing had replacement manifolds at one point in time, so that's really nice. And everything looks pretty good for the most part. 100 little staples. I don't know about that. Oh my goodness. So what's nice is each individual unit comes out in pieces here, so we can reconstruct and rebuild each piece as we go back in. So hopefully the whole kitchen will come out in one, each of the dinette benches will come out in one, the top pieces will come out in one, the cabinets up there, and so we can rebuild them one at a time. Okay, I'll close my door. Probably would have been easier to take this chair out first. And we wouldn't have been going around. Definitely at least gotta save a section of that original carpet. Think we should put that in here? The only problem is most of the interior is actually pretty nice as far as the cloth and everything. So we might go back with that. I think it needs shag though. Maybe we can get a blue shag like this. Easily removed. We are halfway through. What you thinking? Whew. It's taken about, I don't know, all day to get here. I mean, we stopped for lunch and we didn't start first thing in the morning. Technically, this isn't half though. We've probably done the easy part. We're a third in maybe. Wow, so far, not too bad. All of this flooring is great shape all the way to the sides. So that's 2 full pieces. This is pushed up funny. Not sure why. We should be able to figure that out though, because the piece next to it's not, so I don't know if it just came detached or what happened there. But all pretty solid all the way through. This is old patchwork, so we'll have to see what's going on under there. And the way these windows were catching water and leaking down, we've got some rot here. This is all good, this is all good, this is all good, and a little bit on those edges. A little bit right there. So not really bad so far, but I mean realistically, 98% of the flooring so far is solid, and so that is good. And that just goes to show, you know, aluminum bracing, aluminum panels, these things were built stout and really well sealed. And so the only leaking issues really are going to be from our windows, which clearly we have some issues, and that's probably where it was coming in. Whew. The ingenuity these folks had. It's just incredible, the random different pieces of wood and brackets, and there's been 6,894 different screws so far. I mean, look, every single different screw is different. Every single screw is different. I think I'm gonna take that home and use it. That's a good one. Oh yeah, see, this cabinet came all the way across, and they slightly modified it. There was coffee in here. I guess I had a plug on the drain. Whew. Oh. Whew.
It smells out there, don't it?
Yeah.
Hopefully
it's not like draining out like it had a plug on it. Now it's gonna drain out the backside here. Because this thing was hooked up to like septic, wasn't it? Didn't we yank it off the septic tank? They were so ingenuitive. Here's your sink drain, like 87 cents. They just run it right out on the tire. So I guess this was their fridge. Got some ranch. Nice. Got some French vanilla creamer. Looks delicious. You want some honey mustard? Oh, cheese! Wow! That's so gross. You want some cheese? Wow! Man, look at that mayo. Ooh, it's got some chow chow. I think we should put this on our hot dogs today. Oh, Christ. Partially through, and we are slam packed full. I guess we need to go ahead and run to the recycling center. No, 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 no. You've got to be kidding me. It's a flippin' turd. No, 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 no. I'm done. I'm done. I'm left in here. Viewer discretion is advised. We obviously have to, I assume, blur that out. You don't want to see it anyways. I didn't want to see it. Oh my goodness, why? That's like the last thing I want to deal with. Oh, gross. It's your job, Dad. You gotta clean the turd out.
Nope. I'm not sure.
Now, getting this back area cleaned out, you could tell most of this hadn't been tampered with too much. These were super easy to pull down. Everything back here is actually in pretty good shape, surprisingly. But this is where some of our biggest changes are going to happen, because this is going to be one of the focal points of this RV. You know, this camper here. This was a bed on this one. You get these optioned a lot of different ways. This one actually had a bed back here, but these are just awesome with seating and a dinette, maybe a wraparound little chair back here. I'm not sure yet, but this huge back window, these two side windows, it just makes for such a fishbowl effect, kind of, I guess you could say, back here. And I definitely think this is one spot that we need to make, especially for the kids. I want them to be able to have this kind of back area here to themselves and be able to enjoy it. And with the dinette, you can make it where it folds down and put a mattress right here. But I feel like this is going to be perfect for seating. And with this one, I am going to do away with all of the gas on this rig. I want to go electric with everything. I don't like older gas. It's actually got stuff in the tank still, but as soon as you try to crack it, you can smell it instantly. So it's got some leaks in here somewhere, and you just want to be extremely careful with that. And the nice thing is obviously working with a brushless drill and everything. And that was a split second. We've got the fan going. I let it air out. But I do want to get rid of it. We'll probably move either this water tank or get another water tank to put in its place right there so it can be under the bench. And then we have all this floor space in the back here. Like hot sauce, don't you? That's good.
Probably not that kind of hot sauce.
That's like brown gravy, Texas Pete. That's the old brown gravy, Texas Pete, man. Gross.
I thought it said 1990, but it was 1950.
Ooh, that's one of the ugly ones. You're gonna die there, Budro. I suggest you head on out.
Oh, you gonna piss them off?
Oh, what? I'm gonna get it. You okay?
Yeah, it's spider web. Okay, hold on.
Oh, you're grabbing that hose down there?
Oh, it's still connected to it.
Oh!
Yeah, I told you there's a vent down there. Remember?
Yes. I think we're going to have to figure out a different cabinet to go in here, because this thing ain't going back in now. Well, let's see. It's actually pretty good shape.
Yeah?
It just needs some love. I'd like to make everything slimmer, because we don't need all the storage space in here. I'd rather have a bigger area in the camper. What do y'all think? I think the more we think about it, the more we look at it, it's going to be hard. I don't want to go all just original with this thing because it's going to be so hard to find all the correct finishes, the correct pieces. So I think what we do is kind of go with a modern take with the vintage theme. So modern appliances and stuff, we're going to go all electric, do away with the gas. No generator, we're going to do a full battery pack with solar panels on the roof or something towards that, whatever we can afford as we go along with this. But as far as the inside, you know, maybe do lights all the way around, make sure there's enough seating in here, modern flooring and stuff, but then we use like, take all of our cushions and stuff and do the original factory, the flower look that it had with maybe a brown or a orangish vinyl. And we could even do shag still in this thing. But as far as the amenities in here, try to go fairly modern with everything.
Okay, what we got? We'll grab it.
Blow this thing apart right here. This is the original Gemini. So originally Gemini built these the first couple of years, at least 73. I'm not positive on this, but you can see all our, this is folded, so there's more stuff. Tangerine shag. The bunk, oh yep. So it came with the bunk. Teak wood, it's a 30 amp. The whatever, all electric, or oh, it's an all electric refrigerator, which is what we'll be going back with. Aqua Magic toilet.
With a turd in it.
Yeah, with a turd. There's our floor plan code, 62 pound optional tank. How cool. Oh. Yeah, don't even.
Yeah. I guess
I
we
want to try
won't
to
see
save
that.
that. And then the other thing there, so there's nothing, you can't really see, but there was, that's the inspection where they inspected and everything. Got his name there. Can't really see the date anymore. I don't see that there was any remarks, but just cool stuff to be finding in this thing. And wow, check this thing out. Refill is 105 right now, and we're ready to finish up, but we did get the interior stripped out. There is stuff absolutely everywhere out here. This thing is already slap full for the second time. We've got the Econoline over here, which is going to be our temporary storage facility, packed half full, and then we have all of this mess. Now, some of this is getting thrown away, but I just wanted to give a small idea of what came out of this thing. Let's go see what everything's looking like inside. Now, I know it might seem like a complete nightmare, but I'm actually really excited about some of what we found in here. Now, one big thing is, if you notice, there's a little bit of rot here that we need to address right here, but although we have it, there's framing right there. So all of this is really good. We can cut and replace these sections, and then as far as everything else, there is no rot in this thing. Now, one big thing, it's so hot. Now, one big thing that you want to look out for in one of these, and it kind of shows you condition of your motorhome, is droop. So these have a steel frame that go down the middle here, and then they have aluminum framing just to the outside a little bit. And what'll happen when you have issues with the structural integrity, specifically the wood on the floor, you have to put some bracing under there, but what'll happen is it'll start sagging. This machine has no sag in it, so that just shows that everything in here is still really stout, really strong. We do have this one weird little, I don't know what's up with that. The frame rail is not even here. It just bubbled up, and so what we'll have to do is pull it back down. That was probably, you never know, that probably happened not long after it was new. That wood just decided to pop up. Everything else looks great. I think we have everything pulled out that we're gonna pull out of here. we're gonna work with this cabinet because the bathroom is actually in really great shape on this thing. We'll keep it all original, just clean it up really well. Get the dookie out of the toilet. Probably just go ahead and replace that toilet with something different. Back here is in great shape though. And like I said, we're gonna do this back area a lot different. I think Dad and I decided the best thing to do here is actually just a full cabinet because we want to open this thing up a little bit more. You start getting crowded with both these big boxes and a small walkthrough. Yes, we want to camp in this for the most part, it's going to be like taking trips up to the mountains, be able to grill out and hang out, and spend time with the kids. You know, because we do have our own personal camper. So this one's just going to be more for the local excursions, the fun. We might do some trips. I don't know, we might do some big road trips in this thing. But we want it to feel a little bit more spacious. With that being said, we'll probably do a little box here, and then we'll just do a cabinet. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do with the tabletop here, sink, so on and so forth. I'm not sure yet. We're just kind of brainstorming at this point. If you guys have some ideas, be sure to let us know. In the back, we'll box this back in. We're not going to do a generator like I'd mentioned before. We're just going to do batteries, a battery bank, probably try to figure out some kind of inexpensive budget solar panel system for this thing. And then on this side, we will be pulling the tank out. This can be storage at that point, which we'll box back in, and we'll get rid of that tank and just do away with gas in this thing. Just so that's a, you know, something that could potentially cause issues. You know, with a system that's this old, you basically just have to redo it all. We might as well just go all electrical anyways. With that being said, electrical wise, if you look at all the wiring in this thing, it is in great shape. We cut off the excess goofy stuff they had added and everything. All this wire super pliable. It's not cracking up anywhere or anything. And so I feel really good about the wiring that we're seeing in this thing. And we can clean it up, tie into it, and we should not have any major issues with that. You know, just dealing with a few little odds and ends that the folks that were living here added. As far as the roof goes, I want to go ahead and hook in our shore power cable. You know, they had cut that out of there. And let's see if the AC works. Even if it does, I think we'll probably replace it. What we'd like to find is maybe a heat and AC unit. I'm not sure if that's a possibility. Get a vent put back in right there. And most of this headliner is actually pretty nice shape. We've got a couple spots that might sag a little bit, but I think a good cleanup, I think it'll be okay. We'll address a few spots that need to be addressed, obviously. I think we'll go ahead and do a full cabinet up here all the way to the back and just have that so you still have it open, but then you have the full cabinet. We'll do away with the one that was here, and I'd like to also figure out some kind of lighting all the way around. I want to do like airplane style lighting on this thing so it actually lights the whole ceiling up. I think that'll just be really neat. But like I said, hopefully you guys have had fun so far digging into this thing with us. I think we picked the wrong time of year to start this project. It is awful. Hopefully this thing works just for us to be able to use it while we work in here, because it is just, I mean, walk outside and we're drenched. But I'm excited. I know this is crazy, and it's going to be a lot of fun though. And I know while I'm thinking about it, some people had asked about the wood blocks that are on the back of this thing. If you remember in our first video I showed, we had to actually remove the bags to reinstall those because they look to install those pieces of wood so we could move this thing. Now we put some air in one. It actually took and held air, but it looks terrible. So we do need to figure out a bag system. They're quite expensive. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll build our own quad bag setup. Maybe we'll try to find something to use in the originals. I'm not sure. If you have any suggestions, maybe shoot me an email or something, or throw a comment down below. But that is going to be one of our big hurdles, is figuring out the airbag system in the back. But as far as in here, I think a lot of this is just going to be going on Amazon, our local hardware store, Lowe's or something, and getting materials and just digging in and having fun. We'll do marine plywood on the flooring, so that shouldn't be a big issue. Dad's really good with using the table saw, using the router, you know, working everything. What's nice is this does have framing, like I'd mentioned, so we just cut it right there where we need it. You know, set our saw to depth. We'll be able to cut down, get fresh in there, clean all of this up. Most of the dash is in really good shape. We're missing some stuff here, and then obviously with these few bits, they really need to be cleaned up. We might end up gluing on some material or something, or at least painting it, trying to make it look a little nicer. But really not terrible shape, and Like I said, I know this is crazy. This is a big project, but I'm excited. And another reason we're doing this is obviously the kids are super excited for this thing, and I want them to be able to enjoy it. And I hope you guys are enjoying coming along with us. And that is going to wrap it up for this episode. We're going to clean up. We're going to go hit the showers and then enjoy some air conditioning the rest of the day. But I hope you all are enjoying. And if you are, and you want to see this project, be sure to subscribe button, notification bell. If you have been a part of the channel or you've jumped on in these past few videos, we really do appreciate it so incredibly much. We get to do this right here, these restorations, these rebuilds because of all of you. So thank you so much. Peace out and catch you all on the flip side.